Balboa Park hummed with life. Children laughed, birds sang. The sun cast a warm glow over the lush greenery, creating a picturesque scene that seemed almost too perfect to be real. Families picnicked on the grass, friends chatted on benches, and joggers made their way along the winding paths. It was a day like any other, filled with the simple joys of community and nature. But Jennifer Johnson felt a chill. Despite the warmth of the sun, an icy dread settled in her bones. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Her eyes darted around, scanning the park for any sign of danger, but everything appeared normal. Yet, the unease persisted, gnawing at her insides. The park's beauty couldn't mask the fear gripping her heart. The laughter of children and the songs of birds seemed distant, almost surreal, as if they belonged to another world. Jennifer's mind raced with thoughts of the recent events that had shattered their peace. The cyberattacks had left everyone on edge, and she was no exception. Around her, faces, familiar and dear, reflected the same worry. This wasn't a picnic. It was a gathering of concerned citizens, each one grappling with the same fears and uncertainties. The community had come together, not for leisure, but to confront a threat that loomed over them all. The atmosphere was tense, charged with a sense of urgency and determination. It was a war council. Jennifer addressed the group. Her voice, though quiet, resonated with steely determination. She spoke of the need for unity, for collective action against the cyber phantom that had wreaked havoc on their lives. Her words were a call to arms, a rallying cry for the community to stand together and fight back. Her voice, though quiet, resonated with steely determination. She outlined a plan, a strategy to counter the cyber attacks and protect their community. The faces around her, once filled with fear, now showed signs of hope and resolve. They listened intently, absorbing every word, ready to take action. Anton Virelli, the cyber phantom who terrorized their city, had gone too far. Families shattered, businesses crippled, lives destroyed. The damage was extensive and the scars ran deep. But Jennifer reminded them that they were not powerless. They had the strength of their community, the support of one another, and the will to fight back. Their once peaceful community was now a digital battlefield. The cyber attacks had turned their lives upside down, but they refused to be victims. They were ready to take a stand, to reclaim their peace and security. The park, once a symbol of tranquility, had become the backdrop for their struggle, a place where they would forge their resistance. They had gathered under the clear sky, determined to fight back. The sun shone brightly, casting long shadows that seemed to symbolize the challenges they faced. But those shadows also hinted at the strength and resilience within them. They were not alone, they had each other, and together they would overcome. This time, Virelli had chosen the wrong city. The community was united, their resolve unbreakable. They had faced adversity before, and they would do so again. With every passing moment, their determination grew stronger, fueled by the desire to protect their loved ones and restore their way of life. This time, he would face the full force of their unity, their courage, and their faith. The community stood as one, ready to confront the cyber phantom and reclaim their peace. They knew the road ahead would be difficult, but they were prepared to face it together. In the heart of Balboa Park, under the sunshine, they found the strength to fight the shadows. Beside Jennifer stood Jett, her rock, his gaze unwavering. They had been through thick and thin, weathering every storm that life had thrown at them. Their bond was unbreakable, a testament to their enduring love and commitment. In the darkest of nights, when hope seemed lost, their love shone brightly, guiding them through the turmoil. Jett's presence was a constant source of strength for Jennifer, a reminder that they were never alone in their fight. They had faced every storm together, their love a beacon in the darkest night. Their hands, intertwined, symbolized the unity and resilience of the community. Each embrace shared among the members was a silent vow to stand together, no matter the odds. The park, once a place of leisure, had transformed into a sanctuary of solidarity and resistance. Rachel, their tech-savvy friend, manned the laptop, her fingers flying across the keyboard. She was the digital wizard of the group, her skills crucial in navigating the complex web of information and misinformation. With every keystroke, she decoded encrypted messages, uncovered hidden threats, and devised strategies to counter their adversaries. Her expertise was a lifeline, connecting the community to a broader network of allies and resources. Sheriff Carter, his face etched with concern, represented the city's weary but resolute law enforcement. He had seen the city through its toughest times, and his presence was a symbol of the law's commitment to justice and protection. Despite the challenges, he stood firm, ready to defend the community against any threat. His experience and insight were invaluable, providing a sense of order and security amidst the chaos. Tom, a local businessman, and Mary, a schoolteacher, embodied the spirit of the community. Tom's entrepreneurial spirit and Mary's dedication to education were pillars of strength, inspiring others to contribute in their own ways. They represented the diverse talents and backgrounds that made the community resilient and resourceful. Together, they fostered a sense of belonging and purpose, encouraging everyone to play their part in the resistance. They, along with countless others, were ready to stand against the digital Goliath. Each person brought their unique skills and perspectives, creating a formidable force of unity and determination. The community's strength lay in its diversity, with every member contributing to the collective effort. They were not just fighting for themselves, but for the future of their city and the values they held dear. And then there was James Foster, a former associate of Virelli, his face shrouded in shadow. His past was a mystery, but his knowledge was a powerful asset. He had once been part of the enemy's inner circle, and now he offered his insights to the resistance. His presence was a reminder of the thin line between friend and foe, and the importance of trust and vigilance in their struggle. He offered his knowledge as a weapon, a chance to understand their enemy. Through his revelations, the community gained a deeper understanding of the threats they faced and the strategies they needed to employ. His contributions were crucial in shaping their plans and fortifying their defenses. The exchange of knowledge and ideas was the lifeblood of their resistance, empowering them to stand strong against the digital Goliath. Virelli. The name itself sent shivers down their spines. He was a ghost in the machine, a master manipulator who could cripple their lives with a keystroke. He had infiltrated their systems, holding their data hostage, spreading fear and chaos. Their community had responded with courage. They implemented stricter security measures. They educated themselves on cyber threats. They shared information, knowing that knowledge was their strongest defense. But Virelli always seemed to be one step ahead. Fear threatened to consume them, but Jennifer and Jett clung to their faith. Every night, they prayed for guidance, for strength, for a way out of the darkness. Their faith wasn't a magic shield. It was the anchor that kept them from being swept away by the storm. They drew strength from their community, from the shared belief that even in the face of overwhelming odds, hope remained. Every act of kindness, every gesture of support reaffirmed their faith in humanity. The park buzzed with a sense of shared purpose. This wasn't just about recovering stolen data or securing vulnerable networks. It was about reclaiming their lives, their sense of security, their community. They listened intently as experts shared their knowledge, as victims shared their stories, as leaders shared their plans. There were tears, yes, but also a fierce determination. They would not be defined by this attack. They would rise, stronger and more united than ever before.
Rachel took center stage, her voice trembling slightly as she addressed the crowd. She had spent countless nights preparing for this moment, knowing the weight of her words could shape the future of their community. The park, usually a place of leisure, had transformed into a battleground of ideas and strategies. She spoke of Virelli's tactics, of his vulnerabilities, of the importance of vigilance. Her words painted a vivid picture of the challenges they faced, and the crowd hung on her every word. She detailed how Virelli exploited weaknesses, turning neighbor against neighbor, and how they could counteract his insidious influence. The air crackled with attention as she unveiled a multi-pronged defense strategy, a combination of technology, education, and community action. She emphasized the need for everyone to stay informed and connected, using the latest technological tools to share information and protect one another. Education, she stressed, was their most potent weapon, empowering each individual to recognize and resist manipulation. The plan was ambitious, but they had no other choice. They had to be proactive, not just reactive. Rachel's voice grew stronger as she spoke of unity and resilience, urging everyone to contribute their unique skills and knowledge to the cause. The community's strength lay in its diversity, and together they could create an unbreakable bond. They would fight fire with fire using Virelli's own tools against him. By understanding his methods, they could turn the tables and disrupt his plans. Rachel outlined how they could use social media, encrypted communication, and data analysis to stay one step ahead. The crowd nodded in agreement, their determination growing with each passing moment. They would become a fortress of knowledge, a community that was not just aware of the threat, but actively engaged in combating it. Rachel's final words echoed through the park, a rallying cry for action and solidarity. The meeting ended with a renewed sense of purpose, each person ready to play their part in safeguarding their community. Knowledge indeed was their greatest power.
The meeting at Balboa Park was just the beginning. In the following days, a wave of action swept through the city. Neighborhood watch groups expanded their focus to include cyber threats. Schools implemented new cybersecurity curricula. Businesses, large and small, joined forces to strengthen their defenses and share resources. The library became a hub for free cybersecurity workshops. The spirit of unity was infectious, transforming fear into resolve, apathy into action. Just when their hopes began to soar, Virelli struck again. This time, he targeted the city's power grid, plunging San Diego into darkness. Fear threatened to engulf them once more, but Jennifer, her voice firm, reminded them of their strength. This was a test, she declared, a desperate attempt to break their spirit. They had come too far to surrender now. As the city huddled in darkness, neighbors helped neighbors. Candles flickered in windows, symbols of resilience against the encroaching shadows. The blackout was a stark reminder of the stakes. They were not just fighting for data or dollars, they were fighting for their way of life. They were fighting for the future of their children. And they were fighting for the right to live without fear. There would be sacrifices, Jennifer knew. There would be setbacks. But freedom, both digital and physical, was a prize worth fighting for. As the sun rose, painting the San Diego skyline in hues of gold and crimson, a sense of renewed hope washed over the city. The power grid was back online. Life slowly returned to normal, but something had changed. They had stared into the abyss and emerged stronger. They had faced their fears and discovered a wellspring of courage they never knew they possessed. The fight was far from over, but they were ready. They had built a community that was not just resilient, but proactive. A community that understood that true security came not from firewalls and passwords, but from unity, knowledge, and unwavering faith. As Jennifer looked out at the faces of her community, she saw not just survivors, but warriors. They had been tested by fire and emerged stronger, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The San Diego showdown had just begun.